Everybody, please sit down, be comfortable. I'm going to take my mask off while I'm speaking to you, so hopefully I'll be audible to you all. What a pleasure to have you all here today, and it's such a pleasure to be able to gather in a group. This is the first time I remember being in this chapel in almost 2 years, so this is pretty exciting. Welcome. I'll start by introducing myself. I'm Rosemary Dale, and I chair the Department of Nursing at the University of Vermont, and I've actually done that for a good number of years now. This is our 7th annual University of Vermont Nursing White Coat Ceremony. Looks like I moved too quickly. I'm so sorry. I thought I had been told to go ahead. Apparently I wasn't. So let's give these folks a chance to sit down. I'm glad I didn't move too quickly because I was about to say to people, anyone who wants to take those empty benches in the middle, be my guest. That would have been a mess, wouldn't it? Perfect. Thank you. Does everyone have a seat? Okay, I guess I can begin. I introduced myself. I think I have met most of the DEPN students before. I'm Rosemary Dale. I'm the chair of the department. I want to introduce to you also some guests that are with us today, also faculty. Aside from our faculty, Dr. Noma Anderson is the Dean of the College of Nursing and Health Sciences. Noma. And our dear friend and provost and senior vice president of the university, Patty Prelock. Patty. Additionally, Brian Lorber, who will be speaking to you later, UVM class of 1982 and 1985. Once wasn't enough, he came back. Will be speaking to you a little bit later. So I'm very happy that you're all here to celebrate this day with our students. This is should be a fun event. There's some solemnity to it, but basically it's fun. So if you want to take pictures or step up to the stage and get a closer look, please feel perfectly free to. There's no reason not to. We do have a photographer. She will not be taking individual photos, but there'll be group photos, and we'll post them. I think, Christina, are you back there? How are we going to get the photos, make them available? Do you know? You're working on it. So we'll let you know. It's a work in progress. So just a few words on the students who are present today and on the origin of the white coat ceremony. There are 167 students here today. Some are what we would call traditional entry students, undergraduates who are procuring a first degree in professional nursing. Welcome to you all. There are 2 other groups here, and they are direct entry into professional nursing. We have 2 groups because we didn't have this ceremony last year. So our direct entry students are individuals who have a bachelor's, a master's, or a doctorate in another field and make the decision, the wise decision, to pursue professional nursing. So we are currently, I'm doing the calculations in my mind. The direct entry students, the class of 2025, am I right? 2025 and 2026 are here. No? My math is off, help me. 2024 and 2025. And our clinical nurse leaders who are also in the graduate program, who are graduating variable years through the next 3 to 4 years, are also present. So we're thrilled to have you all here today. I'm going to speak for just a couple of minutes on what the white coat is. Over the years, the white coat has traditionally been a symbol of professionalism. However, over the decades, it's evolved into something a whole lot more utilitarian. It's a great place to put your pens. The pockets are big enough to fit your iPad. It certainly fits your iPhone, all of which you'll be referencing now. It fits, well, your candy, if you choose to have candy on the unit, or anything else you're choosing to carry with you. However, the white coat symbolizes more than that, more than its utilitarian function. It symbolizes your willingness to be a critical part of people's care. And as you move forward in the discipline of nursing, the important piece to keep in mind is the care that you are pledging to provide to every individual who comes within your scope. So with those few parting words, I'm going to introduce you to Brian Lorber. And Brian is going to talk about his path in nursing, how he got there, how he executed it. He's had an interesting career. He's helped people in many ways, not just through the discipline of nursing. He's worked in hospitals in Vermont and in Rhode Island. I'm not going to go any further. I'm going to stop, and I'm going to ask Brian to step up and tell you his story. Brian.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Hi. Thank you for having me. What an amazing honor. Mr. Carson from Downton Abbey said that the business of life is the acquisition of memories, and in the end, that is all we have left. I have some extraordinary memories from my 20-year career as a hospital-based RN, but that won't be my main focus today. Over the next few minutes, I will share with you my unique path to nursing, which we began in the business world, and it is my sincere hope that what I have to share with you today will be helpful in the years ahead. I graduated UVM in 1982 with a BA in art history, a wonderful major that has greatly enriched my life. But without a graduate degree, my prospects were limited, and although I wanted to stay in Vermont, a global economic recession at the time made that difficult. So I returned to Connecticut, where I was from, and went to work at a commercial lending bank in Norwalk, where I'd been working summers since completing a project there during my senior year in high school. Now, this brings us to today's first of two take-home lessons. Cultivate your professional relationships. What do I mean by cultivate? Relationships, professional relationships, need to be nurtured. If you have the opportunity to meet with individuals who can help you, show up. It's been said that 80% of success is just showing up. Keep in touch. Ask them for contact information. It may be amazing for you to realize this. Business cards are still very much a thing, so ask for them. And then follow up. Use that contact information. Don't let them forget who you are and what you are worth to them. That unpaid high school job led to a very cushy summer job and then a full-time job offering during a period of very high unemployment. Now, it was a bank, right? So not exactly exciting work. But I developed something very important, and that was financial literacy, the ability to handle money wisely and recognize the value of saving, investing, and planning for the future. Now, it may be impossible as you sit here today with your whole life in front of you, that one day you'll be considering retirement and hoping for a comfortable one. I'm here to tell you that that day will arrive faster than you can imagine. Hope is not a strategy for success at the bedside, whether with your patient or whether planning for the future. Take full advantage of any retirement plan offered by your employer and contribute the most you can afford. Building personal wealth takes time. And for the moment, you do have that on your side. Start early, stay on track, and remember, it's often later than you think. At the bank, I also developed an understanding of customer service, and that's our second take-home lesson of the day. Being a good nurse is not just about technical expertise. It's also about the delivery of that expertise and the ability to understand your patients and their families. And believe me, you will be dealing with families as much, if not more so, than the patients themselves. Customer service means empathy and being a patient advocate while seeing yourself through the patient's eyes. And that's not easy. It's really hard, actually, especially on those shifts when you're oversensitive, understaffed, and feeling in your heart that the suits in the corporate suite really don't give a damn about what your situation is at the moment. It's at times like that that your customer service skills will be needed the most. Now, good customer relations at the bank led to a job offer from a real estate firm that ultimately a teaching position for state licensing. My specialty was residential property appraisals, and the skills that I developed in customer service helped me build a resume to reach my ultimate goal, which was returning to Vermont in 1989. I started appraising properties primarily in rural Franklin County, but then my focus began to change. I enjoyed teaching and had an interest in personal health and wellness, so I returned to UVM for a teaching certification in health education, K through 12. Well, that did not go well. After a short, depressing experience as a substitute teacher, I realized that I had grossly underestimated the challenges faced in public education. Fortunately, during my health education program, I completed work at Star Farm Nursing Center, where I had cultivated professional relationships, which led to a job offer in the activities department, facilitating and developing enrichment and entertainment programs for the seniors who were always happy to see me. Imagine coming to work every day with hugs and kisses, music, arts and crafts, cooking, pets. I'm telling you, it was a blast. Unfortunately, financially not sustainable. But during this time, I was befriended by a supervising RN who suggested I consider nursing as a career. She saw my interactions with the patients, and knew that I had an interest in healthcare, and she took the time to involve me in some of her more interesting work, like wound care, trach care, PEGs, that kind of thing. And she told me directly, "Man, you'd make a really good nurse." Well, fast forward, it was certainly a motivating factor, and in 1995, I graduated UVM School of Nursing, cum laude, but who's keeping track, and became a licensed RN in Vermont. One last comment on cultivating those professional relationships. The late Betty Clough was a clinical instructor for orthopedics. She taught in-service programs at the hospital, and she ran the float pool among, I'm sure, many other responsibilities. On the first day of class, or thereabouts, our instructors took the podium, one by one, to introduce themselves. Introductions were uniformly warm and fuzzy, friendly and loving and supportive. We all felt just great. And then up stepped Betty. No smile, no embellished introduction. And as I recall it, she said the following: "My name is Elizabeth Clough. You may address me as Betty. I am a graduate of Columbia Presbyterian School of Nursing in New York City. I will be responsible for your orthopedic clinical rotation. I will expect you to be prepared prior to each clinic. I am an old-fashioned nurse." And with that, she was done. Stepped down, total silence. You could have heard a pin drop, honestly. Well, as it turned out, Betty and I became really good friends, and I credit her with many of my successes at the hospital. It's hard to imagine in our world today with $10,000 sign-on bonuses, yow, that there was a time when nurses were not in demand. In fact, nursing has a long history of ebbs and flows, and spring of 1995 was such a year. The hospital was not hiring full-time RNs without experience. It was Betty who pulled me aside one day and recommended that I establish employment at the hospital in order to get on the books by working per diem as a patient attendant while I was still a student. She then encouraged me to apply for a full-time position in the float pool when I graduated. So you see, to Betty, I wasn't just another blank nursing resume. I was someone she knew from the clinical setting and someone that she knew professionally as an employee. So once again, we see the value of cultivating those professional relationships. Now, being afloat isn't what most nursing students think of when they graduate, but I want to tell you that it absolutely was the best thing I ever did. I developed an enormous skill set in a very reasonably short period of time, really a very short period of time when you think of the big picture. I got to learn the entire hospital, not just an individual unit, and best of all, I was able to, for the most part, avoid unit politics. You arrive and report, you're often the hero because somebody called out at the very last minute, that's why you're there, and there's really almost always a genuine appreciation for your presence. And if you're a team player, and of course you all are because you're graduates of this program, the multi-departmental relationships you cultivate and develop as a float make your nursing life far more enjoyable. And 5 years later, when I finally did want a change, I applied for a very rare and desirable opening in PACU, and I got that position because of my float experience. My wife and I left Vermont in 2003 so my then 8-year-old son could attend a school in Rhode Island for children with learning differences. Now, while we were very sad to leave Vermont, we recognized the need to do what was ever necessary for the benefit of our child. You only get one chance to do that right. Professionally, it was super easy. I had all this experience at the hospital. I had a UVM education behind me, and I got multiple job offers. I ended up at the Miriam Hospital in Providence, which is a Brown University teaching hospital, and I joined the IV team and became quite skilled at placing PICCs, midlines, and peripheral IVs in patients with limited vascular access. Starting your own IVs is incredibly empowering. Once you've graduated and established yourself in a hospital setting, it's a great skill to learn. One stick should be your goal. I know that's not always obtainable, but to greatly increase your odds, take a moment to wrap that patient's arm in a warm, moist towel. It's psychologically comforting, and physiologically, vasodilation will make success far more likely. I promise you that. And that is the very definition of customer service. And what about that little boy, the one with the learning differences, the one we believed would be spending the rest of his life in a group home? He graduated from Bard College and is now finishing his MFA in writing at Columbia University in New York City. I think Betty Clough would be very pleased with that choice. I want to wish you all only the very best for a successful career, a lifetime of peace, personal peace and love, good health, most importantly. Congratulations to all of you for your accomplishments. The fact that you're here today is proof positive to me that you must be the cream of the crop. Now, let's get that white coat. And do you think they have custom tailoring available? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian, for your words. I want to pick up one thing that Brian said and carry it a little bit further. He talked about relationships. I strongly encourage every one of you to meet the faculty. I sometimes see you in the hall with your greens on or your maroons on. Stop, say hello to me, to everyone else, to your faculty. You've all got an advisor. Stop by, meet your advisor. Meet your faculty. Take every opportunity that you can to pick their brain and to cultivate that relationship. So, Brian, those words are very sage, and they go into so many different environments. Thank you. All right, let's move on. Professor Laura Lewis and Dr. Jennifer Laurent are going to read the names of the students receiving white coats.
Grace Adamzak. Christina Aiello. Amelia Allen. Austin Archambault.
No. So that was totally my fault. No, it's fine. I got it all figured out. It was just like a bunch of.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Ian Allback. Claire Bader. Giovanna Bader. Flynn Barcombe. Samantha Baum. Jenna Bears. Mike Blaze. Brooke Borstel. Ellie Bordeaux. Daniel Bouvier. Olivia Boschulman. Emily Buckley. Lydia Bushy. Taylor Butler. Grace Buzzell. Karina Catamartori. Gabby Kaforia. Jared Carr. Amber Casado. Grace Caswell. Christiana Sashiri. Hallie Chupp. Emma Cochran. Eliza Cosell. Anna Creed. Megan Curran. Liv Cudicelli. Paige Cutting. Alexa Dargy. Anna Deverin. Maddie Doherty. Paige DeManico. Lauren Doherty. Casey Dockney. Marissa Drapo. Ansley Easterwood. Lauren Elrod. Emma Farnsworth. Francesca Francisco. Hannah Faru. Gianna Gagnon. Jacob Geisler. Connor Jeezy. Portia Gilbert. Allie Gordon. Liette Grutman. Prajal Garung. Sophie Hogwitz. Corinne Hawkins. Evie Holbrook. Carly Hottenstein. Kate Shue. Haley Ingram. Ella Johnson. Elissa Johnson. Marie Kelly. Carolyn LaFontaine. Ava Laporte. Joe LeClaire. Michelle Lee. Isabel Lescarbo. Kate Lynn. Catherine Logel. Lauren Laverdi. Tiffany Mai. Rachel Malpass. Elizabeth Monero. Faith Marsh. Olivia Mateus. Mason Mazarana. Josie Moulton. Riley Mullick. Camille Nichols. Sheridan Nossel. Sydney Nossel. Katie Noyes. Maura O'Connor. Lindsay Oliveira. Sophie O'Neill. Quinn O'Reilly. Isabel Ostrowski. Lauren Owens. Abigail Pease. Ben Pensack. Chandra Perro. Melissa Peter Tunges. Serena Power. Maddie Prouty. Brooke Raymer. Amanda Ramirez. Ellie Restrepo. Garrett Rice. Gabrielle Roberts. Jenna Rogers. Amanda Shapiro. Hannah Sheridan. Kesia Smith. Sophia Stampalia. Samantha Stillman. Lee Tang. Amelia Tooley. Casey Vanacore. Catherine Violet. Sam Wagner. Grace Weber. Emma Whitney. Lucy Wilson. Caroline Weimer. Grace Zeder-Gerst.
Before we move on to the graduate students, let me say the provost needs to leave to go over to the Grossman School of Business to an award ceremony. So she will say her goodbyes to you prior to stepping out the door. Any goodbyes, Patty?
Just, it's so wonderful to see so many students who are committed to health and well-being. I'm so proud of all of you. And to our Deppen students, I'm proud of you too. I'm sorry I can't stay. Today's a very busy weekend, but congratulations. You have an important 4 years ahead, but you have a fantastic faculty, dean and chair to guide you. So good luck. I was the dean here for 10 years, so you are near and dear to my heart. I will keep my eye on your success. Thank you.
Dr. Jennifer Laurent, Vice Chair for Graduate Studies, will read the names of the Deppen students. And the master's students, those of you who have completed the Deppen year.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's see, Emma Berman. Marikan Kakulba. Thank you. Joshua Durr. Miles Derrick. Kayla Donahue. Michaela Fickrat. Maya Horak. Alexandra Hornbogen, sorry. Grace Hurwitz. Trum Lum. Nicholas LeBeau. Jillian Lakauskis. Carly Marino. Cambria McDermott. Bridget McMicken. I apologize. I'm not really sure why they asked me to do this job. Leah Pear. Mavika Singh. Janet Smith. Victoria St. Dennis. Haley Taylor. Anouk Thomas. Vanessa Yolen. Sarah Bevitt. Madeline Buckley. Corinne Birchie. Thank you. Lexi Calcani. Christina Chan. Sean Fungon. Kristen Keller. Ayako Cookie. Annie Michelson. Dennis Shute. Tahina Venkatogi. Taylor Wells.
Thank you, Dr. Laurent. Before I go any further, I want to acknowledge the people who did the yeoman's work here, giving out these coats and identifying. Each coat, by the way, has a name on it. And the faculty had to find the correct name, the correct size, and match it up with the student. So congratulations, too. And if you would stand up. Professor. I particularly want the students to see who each professor is so that perhaps we can begin at least some facial recognition. Professor Brown. Professor Burnham. Professor Smith. Well known to our Deppen students. Professor Prendergast. Also well known. And our last Deppen professor, Professor Moeller. Before, we have a few more things to do, but I'm noticing Professor Montforte walking around there and trying to keep order. So you won't see her until later on in your career here at the university, but that is Professor Montforte. So, can I ask Professor Prendergast to come up? It is quite traditional that students participate in the White Coat Pledge at this time. This is a pledge that's used universally for medical students and nursing students, and I'll ask Professor Prendergast to lead you in that.
I'm like, I don't have it. We're set. We are. All right. So repeat after me, or do I just say? Sure. Why don't you all repeat after me? It's on the back of your programs, where I didn't know it was. Okay. As a nurse dedicated to providing the highest quality care and services, I solemnly pledge that I will consider the welfare of humanity and relief and suffering as my primary concerns, act in a compassionate and trustworthy manner in all aspects of my care, apply my knowledge, experience, and skills to the best of my ability to assure optimal outcomes for my patients, exercise sound professional judgment while abiding by legal and ethical requirements, accept the lifelong obligation to improve my professional knowledge and competence, promote, advocate for, and strive to protect the health, safety, and rights of my patient. With this pledge, I accept the duties and responsibilities that embody the nursing profession. I take this oath voluntarily with a full realization and responsibility with which I am entrusted by the public. Okay.
We have a few more items of business, so if you sit tight with me, I know I probably stand between you and your dinner. So one of the last things we're going to do, I'm going to tell you about an award that we present every year. We inaugurated it 6 years ago, and it's one of our active alums is chosen. We present the award to thank them for their service to the University of Vermont, and particularly to nursing. The award is named for Janet Austin, who is a graduate of the School of Nursing. Any of you from Burlington probably know the Austins. Janet was the class of 1955. Fittingly, she was the first recipient of that award. Unfortunately, she's not able to be with us today. She's enjoying Florida for the winter, which is great. So this year, we're pleased to present the award to someone with a lifelong attachment to UVM. Through dedication to the profession and for commitment to educating future nurses, the award this year is presented to our speaker, Brian Lorber. I just told him he doesn't get to keep the big bowl. We will put his name on it, and he will get a little bowl, which is carefully. Two more things. These events look like they just happen. Anybody who's walked through Rowell 2 in the last week knows they just don't happen. You've seen the white coats all over. You've seen Christina working tirelessly at her desk, getting the IPE workshop that you all participated in today pulled together, and getting the white coat ceremony pulled together. You also may have seen Kevin. Is Kevin still back there? Our business manager, who has tirelessly ironed every one of those white coats. If you look at the label, they come from Vietnam, and they are shipped here in a brown box. You can imagine the condition they're in when they come out. So he had to hang them on a hanger and steam them. If you're going to throw it in the floor of your closet, I would desperately ask you not to let Kevin see that, because he may cry. So very, very big thanks to Christina Damsek, who's in the back there, who actually has a daughter in this group, I believe. No, this year's group. Yes. Congratulations. B. Cobeo, who most of the graduate students know. Kevin Perry, did he slide out the back door already, or is he hide? Oh, there he is. Kevin keeps us all solvent. He manages the money, he manages the faculty appointments, and he steamed all of your jackets. So, gotta give that man a big thank you. And today we have a new photographer with us, Samantha Barrett. Thank you. Samantha, where are you? Okay, right here. And we will figure out how to get you the photos online so your families can all see that. This is also being live streamed, and I believe it will be available on the web after. And Christine, am I correct? Yes, she's telling me yes, it will be available. So if somebody couldn't come or you want to relive a few minutes, you'll have the opportunity to do that. For the students, in your pocket, in your left pocket, there's a note. The note is from an alum or a faculty member or someone who is a professional nurse to wish you well. Enjoy your notes, and perhaps you'll make contact with the individual. I know some of them have put their email addresses on that. Before we leave, I would ask that the students leave first. We're going to take a picture outside, so please follow the directions of our photographer. And I believe, are you going to line them up on the steps? Is that the plan? Okay, so the students will get a picture, and there are apples outside. And the nice thing about the apples is they're from the University of Vermont orchard. You probably all know the university grows its own apples and also creates multiple hybrids in an effort to identify apples that will grow pure, will grow without pesticides. What can I tell you? I don't know a whole lot about apples. I can tell you they're very good, and they have lots of different kinds. So there's apples outside for everybody. I hope that you have an enjoyable evening, and I would thank you so much for joining us today. If you can let the students leave first, that would be great.